Welcome back to another video. It's Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we got another Michigan football video, and we're actually going to be talking about Michigan's 2021 season coming up for the Michigan Wolverines, and pretty much we're going to be going over every single game, giving my opinion on their schedule and how they will finish this year. So stay tuned, and thank you guys so much. I mean, the last video hit 2.7k views right now on my last video, and we gained like over 40 subscribers, and we're at 204 subscribers right now. So thank you guys so much. And if you guys are new around here, I'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get right into today's video. So as you guys have heard, a lot of people are predicting a tough season for Michigan, as they have one of the toughest schedules actually in college football, with a lot of talented teams, especially in the Big Ten, to go up against this year, along with Washington before they go into Big Ten play this upcoming year. Now, earlier this year, ESPN actually predicted a 6-6 finish for Michigan at finishing either below 500 or finishing right at 500. So ESPN really predicting Michigan to have a tough season, and a lot of others predicting Michigan to have a tough season as well, and we're going to be going over that as well. So Athlon Sports actually predicted Michigan to go 7-5 and 5-4 in the Big Ten, which means it would finish 4th in the East. Lindy's Sports preseason ranking was 28th for Michigan, and then prediction 4th in the Big Ten East, and they did not give a record though. Phil Steele, his preseason ranking was 60th for the Wolverines. His prediction was 4th in the Big Ten East. So those are some predictions right there by other people, of course, and I mean, a lot of people are predicting Michigan to have a tough season, but I'm going to give my opinion on the schedule, and obviously a lot of people are giving them a tougher, or they're predicting them to have a tougher season because of all the coaching changes that they have made this season. I mean, it's going to be really hard for Harbaugh to win a lot of games this year, especially with the new coaching staff. But I mean, the coaching staff just has to settle in, and hopefully the first 3 games, maybe can get them in the feel of things. But the tough game that we're going to have is Washington, and obviously Washington always going to be a tough opponent in college football right now, as obviously they're one of those teams in the Pac-12 that are good in college football. But if you guys did not know, this is Michigan's schedule here. So to start out, September 4th at 12 p.m. they play Western Michigan, a good opener. Now, some people were actually saying that Western Michigan would actually finish better this season, or wouldn't finish better. They would be better than Michigan, pretty much like talent-wise and skill-wise this year. So, I mean, I guess it would be a tough game if people are saying that, but in my opinion, I don't really think that Michigan will lose that game. Obviously, I mean, you saw the game against Army a couple years ago, and obviously they struggled that game. So, I mean, they could be up on upset alert, but Michigan should be able to get the job done. I mean, they have way more talent than Western Michigan, so as long as the coaching staff and the defensive side is key to watch this season. Mike Macdonald has a huge job on the defensive side for Michigan football, and hopefully his defensive scheme gets it done for Michigan. Hopefully the defense looks a lot better with Mike Macdonald as the defensive coordinator. So defensive side is a huge key to look out forward to this season, as it would be, obviously defense has always been huge for Michigan, and it always has been, really good under Don Brown. It was just against Ohio State it sucked, and last year it really just sucked against teams. The defense just was not good. So Western Michigan, obviously draw it up as a W, but be careful for an upset. But yeah, so moving on to Washington, that is going to be a really tough game. That is pretty much a throw-up game, because I really do not know how Washington is going to look next season. Nobody knows how Michigan will look this upcoming season. So that is going to be a throw-up game, and we'll come back to it. And it is just a throw-up game. You never know who is going to win. So moving on to Northern Illinois, that will be a win for Michigan, and then Michigan versus Rutgers. One thing I did forget to mention is that Michigan is actually home at night for the Washington game, so that will be a huge factor as well with all the fans. So that might be the reason we win that game. Who knows? But But yeah, Rutgers moving on, should be able to beat Rutgers. Obviously, Rutgers was a tough game last year for Michigan, and went to triple overtime and won it in overtime though. So we should be able to beat Rutgers this year though. And quite frankly, I think our offense will be good as long as we figure out the quarterback position, and our quarterback can be good. Now, another thing to keep in mind, Michigan is home for the first 4 games of the season, and then they go on the road to Wisconsin, on the road to Nebraska. So they could either potentially be 3-1 or 4-0 at this point, and the Wisconsin game is going to be a huge game to decide if Michigan has a chance to do something this year, and that game will really be a huge factor moving on for the Wolverines. And that will be one of the games to judge the team on and see if they are actually a decent team or not. So that will be a throw-up game. Might honestly put that as a loss for Michigan, because Wisconsin, I think, might actually... Harbaugh has not won on the road against Wisconsin. At least I don't think. I never remembered him beating Wisconsin on the road. It's always been a challenge for him. So that might be a loss for Michigan. Now moving on to Nebraska, you should be able to beat Nebraska, but Scott Frost, obviously on the road going to Nebraska, they might make it even a night game. So that might be a tough game as well, but we'll draw it up as a W for Michigan. So Michigan could right now be sitting at either 4-2, 5-1, or 6-0. Probably right now I would put them at 5-1. And then moving on to Northwestern, they are actually home for that game, and obviously they made that a rivalry game, so that is going to be the first time that this game will be a rivalry game, as they just put it in place a couple months ago. I think it might even been last year, before the 2021 began. But yeah, that'll be the first game that it's ever been a rivalry. And if you guys did not know, they made it a rivalry because something like the first African American player played for Northwestern or Michigan or something like that. So that's why they made it a rivalry game. And then so that will be a tough game, but Michigan, I think, should be able to come out. But you just never know how Michigan, they could be really sucky again, just like last year. But I think our offense, in my opinion, will be good next year. You have the talent, the wide receivers, you have the talent. The offensive line should be better. The running back should be really good, and it all comes down to really the quarterback, if he can make plays. So obviously we have McNamara, we have Alan Bowman, the transfer from Texas Tech, and then we also have the 5-star freshman J.J. McCarthy, but I doubt he will start because he is a freshman coming in. Then moving on to Michigan State, we are on the road at Michigan State. Now, Harbaugh has never lost to Michigan State 2 years in a row, and he is 3-3 against them. And quite frankly, Michigan and Michigan State really always trade on the road. Michigan State won on the road last season, and Michigan wins on the road the next season. But we did beat them that 1 year 2 times in a row, and then so I think that will be a W for Michigan. I don't think they will lose to the rivalry again, but that's just my opinion. Now moving on to Indiana. This one's going to be another tough game. I don't know if Indiana will be good. I think they should be good because they were good last year. I don't know how many players they lost, but I will put that as a throw-up game for anybody to win. Now, Michigan is home for that game, so we will see what happens. Then moving on to Penn State. Penn State on the road, probably going to be a night game, probably going to be a whiteout. And back in the 2019 game, we almost came back and won that, but that crowd was just insanely loud and really tough for Michigan to play in. Almost had a comeback going and really, change the season for them. But obviously, it is going to be a tough game, and probably throw that one up as a loss for Michigan because it is going to be a very tough game to go on the road, probably at night in a whiteout against Penn State. It's always going to be loud for the players. And we have to see, if Penn State's good, if Michigan's good. We just have to see when the season starts. All right, moving up to the game on the road against Maryland. Game before Ohio State, it's against Maryland. We should win that game, so we'll put that as a W. And then Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan is home for that game, and obviously 12 o'clock traditional start for the game. And obviously Michigan has not won against Ohio State in a very long time. One thing I will keep in mind, though, Ohio State does not have an experienced quarterback on their team, so their quarterback is going to be very unexperienced. However, obviously their starting quarterback, they have multiple 5-star quarterbacks on their team right now, but they are all unexperienced right now. Obviously, when they play the full schedule, though, leading up to Michigan, they will be probably really experienced because they've gotten 11 games, or not 11, yeah, 11 games under their belt. So Ohio State probably will beat us this time. Hopefully they don't. I mean, it is it's really been Harbaugh's challenge to beating Ohio State. Should have beat them in 2016. That was really, the year to beat them. But, probably beat us again this year. So, for me, based on the whole schedule, my prediction for the record, I think Michigan, the very best they could do, I think this year, will be 10-2. And then my real prediction will probably be Michigan finishing 9-3. So that was my prediction, Michigan finishing 9-3. The very best I think they could do is 10-2. I mean, obviously the very best they could do is 12-0 and run the table, but it is going to be very hard for them to do that with the new coaching staff. And right now, it's a 10-2 finish or a 9-3 finish, or even an 8-4 finish this year, with everybody predicting Michigan to finish very, very low this season. I mean, that's a great season technically. I mean, if everybody's predicting us to be that bad this year, but with all the new coaching staff changes and everything, I think a good finish for them would be 9-3, and I think they will be better this year. The offense might have to carry if the defense is bad again this year, but hopefully the defense is good and Mike Macdonald gets it done. So that's my prediction, 9-3, and I think the lowest they will go is 7-5. So they should be able to make a bowl game. And yeah, that is my opinion, though. We'll have to see when the season starts. Obviously, we don't know how the teams will look, but we will just have to see. Alright, so let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think Michigan will finish in this upcoming season. Interested to know what you guys think. And I mean, keep in mind, whole new coaching staff. Offense, I think, should be good. You just got to figure out the quarterback position and who the quarterback is going to be. And then on the defensive side, Mike Macdonald really has, quite the work to do on the defensive side, and hopefully he figures it out and the defense is good. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. If you guys are new around here, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. This is just a little video because there isn't that much news out today as I'm recording this video, so just wanted to make this video because there was really no news to make a video on. So just decided to do this, and I did want to make this video soon, so this was a perfect day to make it. I'll be coming back with more videos with news, probably either tomorrow or Wednesday, so stay tuned. And other than that, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.